several sources mention that this accident was the 10th traffic fatality in Aruba just this year.
Wow, that's a pretty startling statistic. It really makes you wonder about road safety there.
Yeah, for sure.
But, before we jump ahead, let's start with what we know about this particular accident.
Yeah, definitely. So all of our sources agree that it happened at the Bushiri roundabout in Oranjestad
Okay.
in Aruba around 4:50 a.m.
Early morning.
Yeah, on Monday, November 11th.
Okay.
And the car involved was a red Nissan title license plate A7900008.
And tragically, the driver was killed, the only person in the car.
Yeah.
His name was Jonathan Isaac Velasquez Campos, a 48-year-old Venezuelan man.
And it sounds like he crashed into a wall on the roundabout.
That's right.
And this is where it gets kind of technical. But the impact was so bad that firefighters had to actually extricate him from the wreckage.
Wow, so you're thinking a high-speed collision then?
It really sounds like it,
Yeah, it makes you wonder what led up to that.
Yeah, was it speed? Was it something about the roundabout itself?
Exactly.
And you know what's even crazier is 24hora.com actually mentions that this was the second fatal accident at this exact same roundabout.
Huh, so maybe there is something about that specific location that's a problem.
Yeah, that we need to look into. But
Look up there.
yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Exactly. Let's go back to what happened after the accident.
Okay, good idea. All of the sources talk about how quickly emergency services got there.
Yeah, seems like everyone was there really fast. Police ambulance, firefighters, forensic specialists, even
Slachtofferhulp. Ah, yes, the Slachtofferhulp.
Yeah, do you know what that is?
So it literally translates to victim help.
Okay,
And it's a service that they have in the Netherlands and I assume in Aruba as well
gotcha.
that basically provides emotional and practical support to victims of accidents and their families.
Okay, so it's not just about the immediate response, but also about the long-term support for those who are affected.
Exactly. And, speaking of support, a lot of the sources offered their condolences to the victim's family.
Yeah, it's so important to remember that, someone lost their life here and there's a family grieving this loss.
Absolutely. It's a real tragedy. And it brings us back to that point about this being the 10th traffic fatality in Aruba this year.
It really does, and I think it underscores the need for us to dig a little deeper into road safety on the island as a whole.
For sure. So let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
We've got the basic facts of this accident, but now I think it's time to kind of zoom out
Okay. Yeah.
and look at the bigger picture. What can we learn from these sources about road safety in Aruba overall? Are there any clues about why this is already the 10th fatality this year?
Yeah, definitely. There's some things we can pick up on, but I think before we jump in, it might be helpful to just give a little context about Aruba itself.
Oh, yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah.
I get so used to talking about Aruba that I forget not everyone's familiar with it.
Exactly. So for those who don't know, Aruba is this tiny little island nation in the Caribbean.
Beautiful beaches, sunny weather, yeah.
A popular tourist destination, and is actually a constituent country of the Kingdom of the Netherlands.
Which is why we're seeing some Dutch sources.
Exactly.
Now, when it comes to driving, they drive on the right side of the road, just like in the U.S.
Right.
And, let's not forget about the roads themselves.
Well, could we?
I've been there. And they can be kind of unique, let's say.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got everything from, like, modern highways to these super narrow, winding roads.
Yeah, I can picture it.
Sometimes you even have to share the road with stray goats.
Oh, wow.
No joke. So it's a really diverse landscape, and I think that probably plays a role in road safety, too.
I bet.
So anyway, now that we've got that context,
Yeah.
let's see what kind of hints our sources give us about potential road safety issues in Aruba.
Okay, I'm ready.
Me too. Let's dive in.
All right. So we've got a picture of Aruba in our minds, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful beaches,
wow.
winding roads.
Stray goats.
Stray goats, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's see what these news reports tell us about potential road safety issues.
Okay.
One thing that I noticed was that masnoticia.com describes the impact of the crash as Bosta Duro, which means pretty hard in English.
Yeah, and we know firefighters had to get Mr. Velasquez Campos out of the car.
Exactly.
So speed was probably a factor.
Yeah, I think so too. And remember, this happened at 4:50 in the morning?
Oh, yeah, true. I mean, I'm not exactly at my best that early, are you?
Definitely not.
So fatigue could be a factor too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Reduced reaction times, bad judgment, all things that can lead to accidents.
Especially at high speeds.
Exactly. And this brings us back to that point from 24hora.com about this being the second fatal accident at this roundabout.
Yeah, what is it about this roundabout?
Right. Like, is it poorly lit? Is the traffic flow confusing? Maybe the signs aren't clear enough?
Yeah, we need more info, like a diagram or even a photo of the roundabout to really figure that out.
Yeah, that's something you could look into maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Add it to the list.
It's definitely a lead.
Yeah, a good one. Okay, so something else I noticed was that a couple of sources,
Okay.
EA News Aruba and 24hour.com, both mention Slastoverhull.
Right, victim support.
Yeah, exactly. And I know it's good that they have that service, but it makes you wonder if traffic accidents are kind of common in Aruba.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Like, we're just looking at fatal accidents here.
Right, exactly. There are probably way more accidents that aren't fatal that don't even make the news.
Makes you wonder what the overall accident rate is in Aruba compared to other places.
Yeah, is it higher? Is it lower? We'd need to dig deeper to find that out.
Totally. And something else I was thinking about is tourism.
Okay.